yeah, just going live now and about to start. And of course, I've got my bacon on rendering, and I've had that rendering for the last hour. So of course that should hopefully be perfect, but I guess we'll just see what happens there with that. Yeah, I better get this to connect up properly, or I won't be able to keep up with chat. So hopefully we can keep up with chat there, and I will start preparing everything in a minute, and hopefully we'll be all good there. Okra and Friends mukbang. Oh, hi there, Kelly. Great to see you. Great to see you. Just hopefully this thing will start here and start running. Oh, yes, here we go. And yeah, hopefully. Oh, awesome. Premiere, yes. Yeah, I saw the alert, but I sort of couldn't watch it at the time, so I'll be watching that one later, Kelly. I've got it on my watch later list. And yeah, just preparing, and I better get some coffee on too. I'm needing coffee, so I better get that reheated up. I made a big pot yesterday, so I've got it. I just need to warm it up. And of course we're going to be making a chili pepper and bacon jam today. So, and doing it live, so you know the live stream will sort of run as long as it runs. Oh yes, blah without espresso. Yeah, although I don't get it why they like those little cups of espresso. I like to have a big cup of coffee, so the espresso can go into 2 of those, into like a latte or a cappuccino or something, I think. I find those small cups with just the latte shot to be ridiculous because yeah, I enjoy a coffee too much. Yeah, blah without coffee, yeah. But yeah, I was just sort of had to go down to the shop to get a couple of things to pick up a prescription, and then it hadn't, the prescription hadn't arrived anyways. You know, with all these issues going on with transportation and the cost of gas, it sort of really had an impact. And I think my bacon will need to render just a bit more yet. Give you a look at that, but I've got that rendering away just to get as much of the fat out of it as possible, and you know, just to get a bit of flavour into it. And I have, it's streaky maple bacon that I'm using, you know, plenty of flavour and all of that, and I've got a pound of that just rendering down. So just waiting on everybody just to come on, and hopefully we get a heap of people coming on. And I've got a good pound of chili peppers, some that I bought for quick sale on special. And of course I just use some little jars like this, which I'll actually sterilise a bit later on, just to put my chili jam into. And I'm just sort of currently waiting on my coffee, so I had one coffee earlier and I need more. You're probably having a giggle at that, Kelly, but definitely I need my coffee. And I do have some instant coffee, but if I can have real coffee instead, I much prefer that. much prefer that. So that is what it is. I better get my creamer and fake sugar and all of that. Definitely need that. I like condensed milk in my coffee, but I don't sort of often do it because it's sort of too much sugar. So best to go with the fake stuff. And this brand's okay. It was a bit cheaper than Equal, so I got this brand, and it's Hermes Switzerland. It sort of tastes much the same as Equal, so that will do the job. And of course, they were sold out of the supermarket version of Coffee Mate when I was down there yesterday. So I've just got some real Nestle Coffee Mate this time. I generally buy the supermarket version because it's about 70 cents cheaper or 80 cents cheaper for a pack like this. But they didn't have it, so the Nestle is all good. And actually, between the supermarket brand and the Nestle, I don't really taste much difference. So I generally will buy the supermarket brand just for that reason. So of course, getting some milk into this as well. And who do we have here with us? I know we've got Kelly, and we've probably got one or two lurking with other things to do. And I know there'll be people sort of coming in and out on this. And, you know, a live stream, you can sort of do that, and you sort of expect that. Not many people watch the whole live, but people will sort of come in and out during the live. And of course, that's sort of much appreciated always. I better get my pot. I probably want a largish pot because it's going to, you know, boil up. As this is more a jam than a chutney, so of course, you know, the sugar levels a bit higher than when you're making sambal or chutney or what have you. So that's sort of what it is. And yeah, I'll sit down, wait a couple of minutes before we get a few people coming on, and then I'll start getting things ready. Because I think my bacon probably wants a bit more rendering yet too. Which of course, you know, that doesn't matter, and it's all good. And I'm here looking to see where my tablespoon has got to. Here's one here that will be useful. Of course, I'll need that because I'm going to use some coconut oil. It's a bit expensive, coconut oil, but it lasts me a fair while because for most of my cooking I don't sort of use it because it's so expensive, and I just use peanut oil. But I think for like, you know, a chili and bacon jam, I think the coconut oil is much better. And of course, you know, coconut oil is really a brilliant and quite healthy oil to use. And of course, it has so many other uses. It's great for like skin lotions and hair treatments and all sorts of things like that. So who do we have here with us at the moment? Hope we've got a few people coming in. I'm gonna have a mouthful of coffee before I just blur. And I hope there's not going to be a lot of racket coming from the neighbourhood. Often seems to happen when I'm wanting to film. And, you know, it just makes me shake my head. So I've got here 3 medium red onions. Because they're a bit sweeter, so I think they're good for a jam. And, of course, I don't mind the colour. Oh yes, you've been slacking with coffee for a few days, Kelly. You don't have it, I can't proceed, or it's Diet Coke, yeah. Well, for me, I don't really like Diet Coke much. I don't mind the Coke no sugar, but I'll buy another brand that's a bit cheaper because Coke seems to be so blasted expensive. Oh yes, you can't make it the way you enjoy it while you're out. Well, basically, I think all you need, like, is a good percolator. A good percolator, I think, works better than, you know, the French press, although you can get by with the French press. Or even if you boil it up as a cowboy coffee, I think those expensive machines, unless you're going to pay absolutely a fortune and get the top-notch ones, I don't really think much of the coffee out of them. I think it's always the coffee's too cold, and so I don't sort of think much of them. And I don't think much of the capsule machines. I think the coffee's sort of always you know, pretty so-so, and it's an expensive way to drink coffee too with those capsules, I think. I know some people get the refillable capsules, and then they just put their preferred coffee grind into the refillable capsule, which probably isn't a bad way to go. But then I find a lot of cafes too, they're a bit overrated because, you know, maybe the coffee's not really that fresh that they're using, and they don't always have the sort of coffee that I prefer anyway. So I actually usually prefer the coffee that I make myself at home. And of course, you know, unless you're at 7-Eleven where they'll sell, you know, a small coffee for $1, you know, you're often looking at $3, $4, $5 for a small coffee when you're out. So I think the costs, you know, really mount up. And, you know, you can buy half a pound of quite good coffee for about, you know, $3, $4, $5 or $6 or $8. And of course you get a lot more than just the 1 cup out of that. So you're often best off just making it at home, I think. The only sort of good reason for going out for coffee is if you're meeting up with some friends or something, you know, the social aspect. But that's sort of, you know, just the way I see it anyways. So I've got these onions peeled up. I'll just put this baggie aside because I'll have some more trash anyways when I process the chili peppers, and I'll get rid of this lid, and I better measure out my coconut oil. Oh my goodness, this bacon just smells wonderful in here too. I love the smell of cooking bacon, and I often find the easiest way to cook it up is just to grill it in the oven. Seems to be the easiest way, I think. And of course, this is a new jar of coconut oil. I'm going to use it for a few different things. Oh, now I can't open it. It's just so difficult sometimes. So yeah, the easiest way I found to open these things is just to see if I can slip a large knife in under the lid. I hope this will go in. And get it right up under. This one's not perfect. And give it a twist, and it doesn't always flip off like that. Generally, you'll just hear it pop and it'll just let some air come in. But that one flipped right off. I hope I haven't twisted the lid, that I can reseal it. And of course that I could reuse it again. So I'm just going to get out. I'm just going to estimate here, because I don't really want coconut oil stuck to my tablespoon, because I'll have to measure out some other things later with that. So just measuring that out. Oh, that seems rather a lot. I'll take a bit away, and I'll go and get my little gas stove, and we'll get this starting to melt. Hope I haven't missed anything. Things are pretty quiet, but then, you know, cooking live stream, people will probably come and go. I'll just put this salt aside. I'm going to want about half a teaspoon, I think should be enough of this sea salt. I prefer using like sea salt or Himalayan salt or something like that. I don't like to use the iodized salt. As goodness knows what's in it, and I wonder if the iodizing agent or whatever it is really that good for you. I'm sure it's probably not just pure iodine. I'm sure there's something else in that. So I'll just grab this. My knife probably needs a sharpen. I'm just going to grab this, and I'm just going to put it onto a low temperature. I'll probably mess things up here. I'll just get this out of the way for a minute as I slice my onions up. I'll slice them up fairly small for this, just so they incorporate through a bit more. I think this knife might want a bit of a sharpen too, so I'll just run my knife sharpener across that. And I'll cut these up fairly fine, or not really so crazy big. Just so that they incorporate through and we don't sort of get such large chunks. But they might sort of cook down fairly well into it anyway, because I will have it cook for a little while. So you can sort of get an idea of the size here of what I'm cutting my onions up. I'll just show you in camera. That's a bigger piece. I'll just make sure I've got this plugged in and it's charging. I badly need a new battery on this device, I think. But anyways, that's sort of what it is, and I'll just get this on. And we'll start things sort of frying, and I want a fairly low to medium flame, as I want to sweat these onions off and not really burn them. So I'll just get this on and started. And continue on chopping my onions, and then we'll have a look to see how my bacon's getting on. I mean, I don't need to add or want to add my bacon just yet, but it's good just to have it ready for when I want it. And I was wanting some chili jam, and I thought, well, I might as well just live stream it while I make it. So, you know, something a bit different. And was interesting just to see how many actually popped in the last time I did a cooking live stream. So, you know, I'll do a few more of those, and I don't have a recipe ready for, you know, my normal Monday evening upload. So, I thought, well, I might as well just do a cooking live stream. Hooga Homestead, hi there CB, great to see you, and thanks so much for coming by. And of course, you know, I've dropped my tablespoon measure. So just continuing to chop up my onions, and I'll get those all in and starting to sweat down. Just so that we can start cooking them up, and then I'll give you a look at the bacon, and we'll just see how that's getting on. As I'd like it to be nice and crisp if possible. So giving everything a good stir around, and hopefully they start to sweat off, and just having a bit of a rearrangement here, just so that I can continue and dropping the bone, just so that I can continue sort of preparing things and sort of be in frame while I do it. And hopefully we're sort of in frame there. I might have to and hope that I don't cut my head off as I do all this. I mean cut my head off in the frame sort of thing, but you know, it'll be what it'll be, I guess. And of course, if you're watching, please don't forget to smash the thumbs up. I certainly could do with a few more of those. Probably like everybody on YouTube could do with a few more of those. Looks like I've got to have a bit of adjustment here with the where the frames, and of course I've got this thing plugged in, and it's a bit of a nuisance, but you know, I won't sort of film that long with it unplugged, so best to sort of keep that in mind. And I'll just go and grab my bacon and I'll have a look at that. And yeah, that's been on about an hour and a half now at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, actually that's looking about how I want a lot of it, so I might even just give it another 10 minutes. Just to get some of those pieces that aren't rendered yet. Oh, did I show you that? And that should just go beautifully in my chili pepper and bacon jam. And should give a lovely bacon flavour. So sweating all these down. And of course, anybody who's watching, I will remind you all of the links in the description as well. I have a donation link, which would be much appreciated. Oh, I'm out of frame again. Maybe if I sit here. And also a link to an Amazon wish list. Quite a few things on there. Not that I'm really expecting anything there. And also a link to my Teespring store. And a link to anybody who would like to become a member of my channel, which would be much appreciated as well. So, yeah, who do we have here still with it? I know there's probably a few people coming and going, so, you know, that's to be expected, and, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, I don't really like how this frame is at the moment, but I don't know how to frame myself with keeping things sort of close to the charger. And of course I'll give you a bit of a look at these onions. And they are certainly smelling wonderful. You could also add some garlic in this too if you like, but you know, this recipe, but I'm not going to put any garlic in mine today. But pretty much up to you if you put some garlic or not. I'll just move on to starting to chop up my peppers, and I've got quite a variety of peppers, so that should be interesting. It should be interesting to see how long this actual live runs. Oh, alerts jumping everywhere. Always when you're filming, alerts on the other device, but never mind. So I'm just going to get my chili peppers and I'll start cutting some of those up. I've got quite a selection there. And of course, I did buy some on sale, so that's all good. I do have some growing, but I don't sort of have enough ripe on my chili bush at the moment. So I thought, well, best just to leave them and I'll use them up somewhere else. So of course I've got some of these big sweet peppers. And I've got some Thai peppers. These are generally pretty fiery. Of course the sweet peppers, you know, don't have a great deal of heat to them, but these have got a nice amount of heat. And of course, you know, when you're making your chili pepper jam, you could use whatever combination of chili peppers that you like. You know, hot, sweet, spicy, or even mild ones. Pretty much up to you what you would like to use and up to your own taste. I like things pretty spicy, so I use a heap of the spicy ones and then the sweet peppers to provide some bulk, because the spicy peppers are generally pretty expensive. These habanero chili peppers, they were half price. A small thing like this generally sells for like $3, and that's 40 grams, so that would be a bit over, about an ounce and a half or something like that. Red cayenne chilies or red cayenne peppers, they were half price. $3 for those for 50 grams, so nearly 2 ounces of those. Of course, your Thai chili peppers were quite expensive. They're about $15 a pound, so you know, only a handful of those. You're looking at about 3 ounces of those all together. So I've got about a pound all in all of, you know, different chili peppers of different varieties. sweet and mild and spicy, so you know, good to get sort of quite a variety of those. Hi there, Laurie, great to see you. Yeah, I didn't have a recipe video to go up, so I just thought, oh, I need some chili jam, chili pepper and bacon jam, so I just thought I might as well live stream the cook up. It's sort of the easiest way to do it, so you know, because I don't sort of have time to edit the video to have it up for today's upload, so I just thought, oh, I'll just live stream things. I'm just going to add some water now to my onions. As they're beautifully, well no, I'll just hang off on the water. I'll start cutting up some chili peppers. I might just give them a bit of a fry, I think. Up to you when you add the water, but you want to add about a cup of water. Gary Kelshaw, hi there Gary. Thanks so much for watching as well. And of course a big thank you to Kelly of Okra and Friends Mukbang. And CB of Hooga Homestead as well. I don't know if any mods could drop some links for me. I'm sort of a bit occupied to drop links, I'm afraid, so I won't sort of be dropping any myself. But basically, all I'll do is I'll just take the green stem of these Thai peppers. Definitely I don't want that. Oh, that sounds great, Gary. You're in the middle of boiling chicken breast. So what are you making there, Gary? Certainly sounds interesting. So just cutting the green stem bit off here on these chili peppers and getting that off, and I'm going to cut them up into about ½ inch, I guess. Slices, something like that. Oh yes, chicken soup, that sounds wonderful. And of course leaving the seeds in, I like my peppers to be spicy. And actually I'd never get rid of seeds out of spicy peppers. They're just too expensive, you know, in comparison to like the sweet varieties and the less mild varieties. So of course if you don't like much spice and much heat, well I wouldn't go buying the spicy varieties. I'd just buy, you know, the sweet varieties and the mild varieties. Definitely you'll save some money that way. I mean, of course if you're growing them yourself, well, you know, all bets are off there, and that doesn't really matter so much. These sweet peppers, I'm not sure how big the seeds will be on that. I might have to get rid of the seeds on those. You know, of course, if they're like a bell pepper, the seeds are very big and hard and not really that nice. So it's often best just to get rid of those. Oh yes, Gary, you have to watch what you eat. Yeah, I know that's often a bit of a problem for many of us. We sort of got to watch what we eat at times. Yeah. I'll just get these cayenne peppers out too, and I'll just chop them up and, you know, get rid of the stems on those. I think my bacon is now finished. It should be cooked enough. I'm sort of not wanting to burn it, so I'll get it out and I'll give you a look at that. And then I want it sort of to cool down a bit before I can deal with it. So it'll need to cool down a bit, but I'll just go and grab it and I'll give you a look at it. It hopefully should be nice and crumbly and crispy. So I'll just go and grab that and give you a look. Oh, this bacon smells wonderful too. I love the smell of cooking bacon in the morning. Oh, is that a movie reference? You know, to do with napalm or whatever. I think you know the movie I'm speaking of. But yeah, this bacon looks wonderful. And oh, it's tempting me just to grab a little piece and have a taste. But I'll let it cool down first. And of course, if I had a taste now, well, there might end up not being much bacon left. And of course, you know, bacon is one of the stars in my jam, so I better not eat too much of it up. Connor's Curiosity. Hi there, Connor. Oh, Roundup Rodeo. Hi there, Todd, too. So a big hi to both Connor of Connor's Curiosity and Todd of Roundup Rodeo. And yeah, I'm just sort of cutting up my peppers because I'm making my chili pepper jam, and of course, you know, it will take a while, so I'll be live streaming for a while doing that, but all fun. I haven't had a chance to sort of cook and edit for my next cooking video, for my normal Monday cooking video, so I just thought I'll just live stream some cooking, and I'm out of chili jam and I'm needing chili jam, so I just thought I'll just live stream that. As I'm sure, you know, plenty of people are interested to see the chili jam getting made, so good for a live stream. Oh wow, that sounds great, Gary. Cleaned your own chicken and your uncle butchered it. Awesome. So, of course, you know, if it's not store-bought chicken like that, it's even better. So I'll just chuck these in, and I'm going to just let them fry a little bit, but it's sort of up to you whether you fry your peppers a little or just straight away immerse them in water. It sort of doesn't really matter. It's just sort of pretty much up to you how you like to do that. And I have about a pound or so of chili peppers. I've got some mild, I've got some spicy in there. I had some small Thai chili peppers, and of course these habaneros were half price for quick sale over here. $1.50 instead of $3 for 40 grams, or a bit over, around 1.5 ounces. And they're generally pretty expensive. You're looking at about 15 or 16 bucks a pound for those as well, like the hot Thai chili peppers. And I've cut these in half, and I'm just, you know, cutting them up in slices of about 1/2 inch or something like that. just so everything sort of incorporates. Seeds on these are pretty large. I hope, although with everything boiling for a while, they should sort of come out soft enough, I think. So yeah, about a pound of chili peppers and 3 medium red onions, Spanish onions. Thinking what else I've put in. A tablespoon of coconut oil to fry my onions in or sweat my onions down in. And I have a pound of streaky bacon that I've just rendered off in the oven, just grilling that. So that should be wonderful. Yeah, that bass, it looked a really nice bass too there, Connor. Oh yes, absolutely, Todd. Yeah, I'm curious to see that one too. I didn't catch you live when you were live, but I ran it after the event, and it sounds like you had quite an interesting day, and you had things that went wrong, but then you had, you know, so many finds of rattlers that it sort of, you know, made the day a little bit, or much better by the sound of things. So I don't know if you saw my comments yet, Todd. I haven't sort of been back to have a look. So I'm just going to cut these sort of in quarters and then in nice strips like this. And of course I'll have to run over and wash my hands after handling all of these, or otherwise I'll end up, I'll rub my face or rub an eye or something, and you know, end up having, you know, burning skin or burning eyes or something from these. And of course, you know, if you don't get that from habaneros, then sort of something a bit wrong. Or from Thai chilies too. If you don't get it from Thai chilies, there's something wrong with them, and you know, they don't sort of have the heat that they should be having. Bye Gary, thanks so much for watching and coming by. It was really great to see you, and much appreciated. And I hope I'm not missing anybody. You sort of get a bit distracted by all the cooking and that, and sometimes I can miss messages, so you sort of got to accept any apologies if I do miss you. Oh, and that bacon's calling out to me, so I'm going to just have to get a little piece and have a taste test. So I'll just break a little bit off because don't want to have it use it all or it'll be all gone. But oh, look at that, and it's breaking apart nicely, so it'll be just perfect. Yeah, Gary is a great guy. Yeah, so true, Connor. Peppers are tricky. Oh yeah, that bacon tastes really wonderful. Now, what was I about to do? Oh, these big sweet peppers, I must cut them up. I'm still chewing away on bacon. Sort of something about bacon, it sort of, you know, really does tempt and attract, doesn't it? Thank you, Connor, for reminding everybody to smash that thumbs up. I certainly could do with more of those and more shares and whatnot. Like all of us with YouTube channels, we all would like more views and shares and whatnot. So I'll just split these sweet peppers in half and I'll just pull the worst of the seeds out of these. And I'm going to slice them up, dice them up into about half-inch squares, something like that. And of course you could use all mild peppers, or you could use all spicy peppers. Pretty much up to you what you like and what spice level or what heat level you're looking at. With what I've put in, I think they should work out to about a medium spiciness. But I mean, you know, your mileage will vary on different peppers every time, so you know, you can't always tell what they'll be like. So it can be quite an interesting exercise at times, how spicy your chili pepper jam will be, or your sambal if you're making sambal, or hot sauce, or you know, your mileage can vary with those sorts of things. So you sort of got to keep that in mind. Just get the rest of these all in, and then I'll actually put some water in. Oh, that sounds interesting there, Todd. You hit a rattlesnake then and saw several, and then flipped a ground snake. Wow. Sounds like you had quite a productive day there, Todd, which is really, really good to hear. And just getting seeds out of these. These should be, they were sold as sweet peppers, so they should be sweet and not spicy, but sometimes you know, they might have been crossbred with something, and your mileage might vary. And of course these ones, these sweet peppers, they were selling for about $4 a pound. So, you know, quite a saving compared to the hot ones of you know, $15 a pound. God, you think you saw 12. Wow. Yeah, I think you said that in your live last night. Well, for me it was yesterday afternoon, but I didn't sort of see the alert until I come back. I was sort of out and about running around yesterday. If you see my community tab, you might sort of see a post where I was, what I got up to and where I was. Quite an interesting find. I got myself a bread maker from a thrift store. I'd been wanting a bread maker for ages, but I didn't want to pay, you know, the new price of, you're looking at about like 80 to 100 bucks for a new one, and I picked up the one I got for $7, so definitely quite a win there. And yeah, I've got to be careful, I just flipped the lever off for my gas here. Oh, that chili pepper. Anyways, I'll better find my cup measure, and I'll put some water in. I'm going to put a cup of filtered water in there. I want these just to start boiling and softening. And you could add a bit more if you like, but I think a cup should be enough. And of course, if you add too much water, it ends up being a lot you've got to deal with and boil out. So I'm just going to up the temperature a bit and get that boiling away. And I better grab my bacon and start just chopping that up, and I'll get that in as well. And oh my goodness, this bacon's making me hungry looking at that. I mean, you've all heard of the Cookie Monster, but me with bacon could be, oh, instead of cookie, I'd be bacon, 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 bacon. I mean, I love the stuff. Some of it could have crisped up a bit more, but a lot of it's nice and crispy. I mean, oh, look at that bit. That's just perfect. I don't know, there's just something about bacon. I just love the stuff. I heard somebody once describe bacon as meat candy. And that's probably not that far wrong. I just love the stuff, and you know, a good bacon burger, it's just pretty hard to beat. It's not going to be a pound of bacon now after I've rendered it down, but I started off with a pound of bacon. Oh, hi there, David. Great to see you. Yeah, you'd love to try that. Yeah, well, this one's a chili pepper and bacon jam. Oh, I love the smell of these chili peppers here too. And the onions, it's just wonderful. So I'm just going to cut this bacon up, you know, just into strips. It should crumble up more as I cook that in. And I'll probably want to cook things for a good hour or so before it's ready to, you know, add my sugar and to jar up. Oh wow, look at this bacon. Yeah, they will, won't they? Of course, and I'll have a jar for them too, for Sunday. So yeah, they'll certainly love that, David. Oh, wow, look at this bacon. Oh, there's a piece of bacon, it's just tempting me. I'll just go and wash my hands off again. And of course I'll put my bacon in, and I'll have a bit more of a rearrange here, and I'll show you how everything's coming along. I'll hold the pot up and give you a good look at that. Oh wow! Oh no, this isn't a chili, this is a jam, David. A chili pepper jam. Chili pepper and bacon jam. So yeah, no beans in this one. I'll just rearrange everything back around. So hopefully we'll be back in frame again. And I might need a bit more water, I think. So we'll say a cup and a half of water. I mean, if you've got a bit extra water, it doesn't really matter, as you're going to boil things out anyways. And I want to maybe, you know, soften my bacon, but I also want to soften my peppers. But yeah, we're making a jam actually here, David. So we're going to put a heap of sugar. And just mixing things around really well that the bacon sort of, you know, goes all through. And I'll just see if I can hold this up to you that you can sort of see what's happening there. And I'm basically looking to soften my peppers and, you know, the onions if they need to soften, and of course soften the bacon a little bit too. Oh, maple syrup. Oh, you're so lucky, David, to be able to get that. Maple syrup here is an absolute fortune. I'll just get this that I'm not being cut off out of the frame again this time. And I better check that this thing's actually charging. Yeah, I don't think it's cheap anywhere, David. I just saw your message there. But at least a lot of people where you are, David, can go out and collect the maple sap yourself and make your own syrup. Yeah, it certainly does smell good. I'll just turn the heat down a little bit. Because it's probably boiling, you know, quite fast enough. And I'm going to let this boil a little while. I'm going to just have a bit of a walk around and a stretch. It's been running an hour and 7 minutes, so it's going to be good just to have a stretch. And I might just even go up and check my mail, and then we'll see who's all come in here, and hopefully, you know, we can get somebody just to run some links for all the visitors here too. You know, a lot of people, be great to shout out everybody who's here and run some links. And I've got here a 2.5 pound bag of raw sugar. Well, I'll use 2 pounds of that, I think. Should make it nice and jammy. Oftentimes jam, you look sort of, you know, the ingredients, you're looking at about pound to pound, you know, or half a pound to one, you know, half a pound to each pound, or sort of something like that. It sort of does vary, but you do want to add a fair bit of sugar to jam, just to hopefully have things jam up. And yeah, this does want to soften a bit more yet, just testing this. No, David, I make for my own use. To sell jam and homemade goods here, there's so many regulations and rules. You've even got to have nutrition advice and you know, quantities of ingredients and all sorts of things like that. It's just far too difficult. Not many people do that. You know, the only way they can sort of really sell their own product is, you know, maybe a church bait or something like that. But still need to have every ingredient listed on the jar, and nutrition advice, and then there's food inspections and kitchen inspections, and it's so many rules and regulations that it's just too much for most people. Oh, actually, before I forget, yeah, quite an important ingredient. I want to just add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and that's just to cut through some of the sweetness and the richness of the bacon. Oh, I'll add 2. Because, yeah, that's a fair amount, so I'll add 2 tablespoons of that. Pretty much just add to taste. Oh yeah, I missed some messages there, so I'll just have a look at them. Well, if this one was a secret recipe, David, it's not secret anymore. I've got a few jars hanging around here, David. I've had a few given to me by one of my church friends, so that's brilliant. Oh well, summer tires on tomorrow. One of those cooking shows, yeah, well, I can't be bothered with, you know, mainstream media and mainstream TV, so yeah. And, well, I am on my own cooking show anyway, David. YouTube. And, of course, you know, if we were lucky enough to get some videos go crazy viral, well, it's, you know, better than $10,000. And, you know, plus YouTube, if you keep this on YouTube forever, well, it's a potential, you know, income forever, because every time somebody clicks on your video and, you know, the ads run or whatever, well, you know, that's a little bit each time. So, you know, if I keep putting up content, well, 5 years down the track, somebody opens this video, well, I can still get something out of it. And I generally keep my lives up because I think it's all watch time and views, and maybe somebody's interested, and especially a cooking live. And of course I've got a big bag of garbage here from yesterday and from this morning, so I'll just go and run that out and get rid of that while this simmers away and softens. And then while this softens, well, I'll make myself another cup of coffee, and I'll show you what I got yesterday when I was shopping, because it might interest some of you, and we'll keep going on. Absolutely, David, absolutely. I want to get out of this country and absolutely hope to move back to the States. And yeah, I'll wash my hands and I'll you know, keep cooking away here, and I'll get some more coffee on. I'm definitely needing my coffee, and then I'll show you what I got yesterday. And of course, that'll be another video when I test that out and do a review of that, and it should be all good there. I made a big pot of coffee last night, so I got some just to warm up still. Because I didn't want to be waiting around for coffee this morning when I was busy running a live. And I know some people will add their sugar earlier in the cooking process when they're making jams, but I had an old lady who was quite an expert on jam teach me and tell me that you should actually add your sugar after your fruit and ingredients have softened down, because they don't seem to soften much after you've added the sugar. So I don't know how right that is, but it's something I always do. And I'll show you what I got yesterday. This is a bit heavy. If you've seen my community tab, you might have seen it. One of these Breville bread makers, and I've been wanting one for a long time, but not wanting to spend 80 or 100 bucks of what they cost new. And I was lucky enough to find that one in a Goodwill store, and it was only $7, so I couldn't go wrong on that. Oh yes, your niece in Ottawa is going to Indonesia for 3 weeks. That's interesting. Very interesting, David. I hope I'm not buffering. It seems to be buffering on this device, but that might be just this device. So I hope I'm not buffering. Oh yes, you want 2 cream there, David. 2 sugars and 2 cream. Oh, all good. That's nice to hear, David. Great to hear. Coffee's warmed up, so yeah, 2 cream myself, I think. 2 cream, 2 sugar, and some milk. I guess this is what you mean by cream too, David. I guess that's what you mean. No, I don't know that one, David, but I don't really follow music much these days, David, so no, I don't know that one, I'm afraid. And of course a couple of sugar, or fake sugar. I love condensed milk in my coffee, but I do have some, but I should cut back on sugar or real sugar, so I don't sort of use it that often. But yeah, I've sort of lost touch with a lot of movies and music and that because I don't sort of, I don't have my television hooked up to the antenna. I just live stream things or stream things, I should say, off of YouTube. The occasional Netflix and the occasional Tubi, but a lot of their programs, everything's got a message these days, you know, on those platforms, and it's nothing sort of done just for pure entertainment or pure fun or, you know, something that's really funny and politically incorrect and whatnot. So I don't sort of bother that much anymore. You know, they could never make a movie these days like American Pie, for example, or Road Trip, or Police Academy, or something funny like that. They'd never get away with making a movie like that these days, which is sad. Oh, condensed too. Yeah, Bailey's is nice, but Bailey's is too blasted expensive here. Oh, The Sound of Music, you're speaking about the movie, I guess. Just having a bit of a peel of this these peppers. They want to soften a bit more yet, and then I might add my sugar, and I should get a spoon and just taste to see if I need any salt. Because a little bit of salt will bring out the sweetness. Oh yes, David Christopher Plummer was Canadian. That's interesting. And it seems like a lot of my viewers have sort of dropped out, which, you know, they'll sort of come in and out, and which is sort of totally understandable. And of course, you know, a live stream sort of runs for a bit of time. And, you know, especially a cooking live stream, you know, compared to when I'm making a cooking video, for example, and I'm editing stuff out. I'll just get a spoon and I'll have a bit of a taste test just to see if I do need to add any salt. And of course, you know, add your salt to taste. Oh, that's spicy. It's nice though. Once I sweeten it up, it'll be perfect. But it definitely does want a bit of salt. So I'm just going to add half a teaspoon of that. Should be enough, I think. And more just adding some salt just to, you know, balance the flavour a bit. And to bring out the sweetness. But definitely, you know, add your salt to your own preference, to your own taste. So I have here a new bag of this rock salt. So I'm just sort of getting that cut open. And of course I like to use natural salt, so you know, if I had pink Himalayan salt, but that's too expensive, I would actually use that. So this is just rock salt, natural rock salt, evaporated sea salt. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of that, and we may add a little bit later on after my sugar. We'll just sort of see how that goes. Oh yes, Christopher was born in Toronto and William Shatner in Montreal. That's all very interesting. Oh, I better get my oven heating up. I just want to sterilise my jars as well. And I'm just thinking what jars I'll use. Because I certainly want them to cool down a little bit too before I use them. So I've got here a large jar here. That's a 1 quart jar. That should be heaps. And I've got here, I think it's about a third of a quart, this small one. So I'll get that one, and I might want another. I might want another 1 quart jar too, so or half quart jar. So I'll get that out as well. If I don't need them, it's all good. But at least I've got them on hand if I do need them. So I'll just get a couple of those out. These half quart jars, and you know, just useful to have. So a couple of these as well, and I'll just I mean, I have washed them, but I'll just want to sterilise them. So I'll get those in to sterilise. You know, it's always good just to be safe rather than sorry, so I'll just put my jars on to sterilise, and you know, they can, for about 10 minutes should be enough, but about 250 I think, 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and then they can just cool down, that I can handle them before I'm ready for them. Oh yes, David, you've got to go. Good night, and thank you so much for coming by, and much appreciated having you watch. And of course, yes, all that we do for the glory of the Lord. So we've got to remember that too, David. Oh yeah, this coffee's good. Yeah, this is getting nice and soft, my fruit, and we've been running for 1 hour and 30, so I think I might just add my sugar, and I've got 2.5 pounds of sugar here, and I'll just pour out 2 pounds, just an estimation. I probably should have found a cup measure and measured it out, but I haven't got a dry cup measure here, the cup measure I used earlier for the water is still a bit damp, so and of course, you know, you dry it with the tea towel and it's still damp and you still have sugar sticking to things, so I know the size or how much sugar's in this, so it's just as easy just to pour it out, I think. So pouring out 2 pounds of sugar. And I'm just going to mix everything through here and increase my boil. And I'm using raw sugar today, but you could always use white sugar or caster sugar, or those of you who are lucky enough to tap your own maple trees and make maple sugar, now that would be absolutely delicious and brilliant. So just stirring that through, and I'll give you a look at that. And we'll get that up to a good rolling brisk boil, and then we've sort of got to boil the liquid out. And of course, you know, there's always a lot of liquid in sugar once you heat it up. So we'll get that up to a boil, and basically I want to bring it down to a stage where your sugar will sort of set once you take it off the heat and bottle it. And I've got this large box here that you might be interested in of bread mix. Lauki stone ground rustic white. So that should be really, really delicious, and that cost $9.50 for this large box of it, enough to make four large loaves, 2.4 kilos in size. So you're looking at about 5.5 pounds there in weight. And of course, half decent bread, you're looking at about $3 at the supermarket per loaf for a large loaf. And for better bread, you're looking at about $5 per loaf, and especially from the bakeries, which is even better bread than what the supermarkets have, compared to, you know, that cheap chalky muck that are, you know, that they sell for only about $1.50 per loaf at the supermarkets. So by even buying those kits and making your own bread with the kit, you know, for good quality bread, you probably end up saving about $2 a loaf. And of course, once I get more practiced, I'll actually, you know, buy the ingredients, like buy the bread maker's flour and the yeast and all of that of, you know, whatever type I want, and that will be even more of a saving. And of course, you know, I could use the bread maker because I love, and I don't often do it because it's a lot of work, making my own pizza bases, for example, with bread dough. There is like a dough only setting, or my own bread rolls. You know, of course, cooking them in the oven, but you just use the dough only setting. I don't always have time to do the kneading and proving, or I've got something else I want to do, so I can just sort of set everything in the bread maker and just let it do its thing. and then, you know, later on cook it up or whatever. Or, you know, have it make the loaf completely from, you know, from scratch to end. The choice is pretty much mine on that. Oh yeah, this is smelling great. And we're starting to get, you know, the bit of a boil here. I may have to drop the heat back a little bit. I don't want it to burn on the bottom, and I probably need to keep stirring it now when it starts to boil, that it doesn't sort of froth up too high. But it sort of gets, you know, that frothy look, frothy bubbles when you boil sugar, so it's just sort of perfect in how you really want things. And of course my main aim now is just to get a lot of the liquid out of this and have things sort of thicken up. And you don't sort of really want to leave it when you're doing this part of the job, or it's very easy to burn your jam and have it catch on the bottom. And of course, once that happens, your jam could be absolutely ruined. Oh, we've been running an hour and 37. That's interesting. So I guess we'll run, you know, 2 hours or so with this. It's hard to say when you're making jam. Oh, I see an alert. Wide Family Farms have got their Monday or Media Monday. So if you'd like, please go and check that out and just say that Arielle sent you, and that would be fine. And it is rather hard these days to run lives because there's a lot of people going live, so I try and catch as many as I can. So yeah, I sort of need to keep this stirring pretty constantly now, just to get a lot of the moisture out and so things don't catch. And I don't know if many of my viewers making chili jam or chili pepper and bacon jam, but I know of a few making like bacon jam. So this is sort of pretty much the same sort of concept. So, you know, a big part of this now is just to get a lot of the liquid out of my jam that it will sort of set. If I really wanted to set really hard and really well, I probably should have added like a teaspoon of pectin. But I don't sort of have any pectin at the moment, so it won't matter that much if I don't add it. And of course, you know, chili pepper and bacon jam like this is just brilliant on eggs, or even like grilled meats or grilled fish, or even just on some bread or crackers or something like that. You know, some toast, I should say. You know, toast and a slice of cheese and some chili pepper jam. It's just absolutely brilliant. So just stirring things up really, really, really well, just to try and get as much of the liquid out as possible. And I do have like a little bowl or a plate in the freezer that I can sort of test to see how things will set. So I'll just grab this and I'll give you a look at how you sort of do that. I don't expect it to set yet. And yeah, you can see that it's still fairly runny. But it's actually not too bad. So I think if I give it another 10 minutes, it might actually be getting pretty close. Which has actually surprised me that it's coming up quicker than what I expected. But I guess maybe these chili peppers have a lot of pectin in them. I don't know. So I think if I do another, you know, 10 minutes, I mightn't be that far off being ready to bottle, which has actually quite surprised me. And I think we've probably got a couple of people here lurking, so don't be shy and please do say hello if you can. Be great to see you say hello and to see who's here. And of course, if you haven't already done so, please smash the thumbs up. And that helps my channel, as hopefully YouTube will share things out a lot more. Okay, my jar should be nicely sterilised. That's good. So of course they'll need to cool down a little bit before I can deal with them. I'm just looking to see where my ladle is. I've got a funnel here. I need to get a jam making funnel here too actually. Just got a normal funnel and it might sort of clog up every so often, but anyways. Never mind. I'll just get a bit more of this and we'll just see how it's going and if it's ready to sort of set. So I just got this and it's very, very close. I'll just put a bit more in. Yeah, it's still running a little, but it's not far off. It's nearly ready. I think if I give it another 5 minutes boiling like that, it might be ready just to turn off and to jar up. Which has really, really surprised me how quick this jam has sort of come along. You know, sometimes it can take ages boiling and cooking just to get jam ready to set. And of course I've got some strawberries too that I want to make into strawberry jam. I'm not ready to make strawberry jam at the moment, and they sort of got to be used up, so you know, they were got very cheap on sale. So what I've done with those is, there was a couple getting soft yesterday. What I did was I cored them, you know, cut the leaf bit off and any soft bits and washed them well and stuck them in my freezer just to make sure that they don't go to waste. So I think when I test out my bread maker, I'll have to make some strawberry jam and you know, some you know, fresh bread, butter and cream, and it would be really, really, really brilliant. So yeah, just stirring everything really well to make sure things don't catch here, and we're not going to boil that much longer, and we'll be ready to bottle this up. I'll just get a bit of a, I want to have a taste test just to see that the I don't need any salt, but of course it needs to cool down a bit more. Otherwise, you know, you can really, really burn your tongue very quickly and badly with or chili. You know, with jams, hot jams, or that sort of thing. You know, boiling sugar, boiling toffee, it can give you a 3rd degree burn really, really quickly. So you do need to be careful. And this is very, very close. It's not quite set in the spoon, so I think we want another 5 minutes. So once it sort of sets in the spoon, we're going to be pretty good, I think. So I think another 5 minutes and it'll be done. Oh yeah, that flavour's pretty good. I don't think I need any more salt. I mean, of course, you know, you've got a lot of the salt out of the bacon, and then the half a teaspoon of salt should be about perfect. Oh, the handles of this pot are getting hot, so I'll have to get my gloves after I finish cooking, and I'll show you what it looks like in the pot. But yeah, I'll just stir things really well just to get as much of the moisture out as possible. You know, to help it release the steam. But I'm going to turn this off in a couple of minutes and let it cool a little bit, and then we'll bottle it up. I must see where I put my ladle as well, as I think I'll definitely need a ladle just to ladle it out. I'll just get a bit more into my spoon. I'll just see how it's looking and if it'll set enough. Actually, that's looking like it's going to set, so I'm going to turn this off and let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll jar it up, bottle it up, and of course, you know, bacon and chili pepper jam. Oh, I'm really, really looking forward to this. And of course, you know, it's something that's absolutely lovely and brilliant. So that's stopped boiling now, so it's not going to catch on the bottom. I'll get a glove and I'll pick it up and I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, and having a taste of that, it's got a wonderful, you know, chili pepper flavour and the flavour of bacon and onions. It's absolutely wonderful. So giving you a look at that, and oh, it's really, really wonderful. So I'll get rid of this stove. Yow's, that's hot. And we'll get ready to jar this up in a little while. And of course, I'm looking to see where my ladle's got to. Here we go. I hope things don't clog up too much in my jar, but if it does, it does, and I'll just have to poke it through with a chopstick or something. Just getting a tea towel. I'll just sit that on this table, I think. Otherwise, the cold metal on the hot jars might be a bit much. And I did sterilise these jars, so that's why they're a bit hot still, and that doesn't matter with hot jam going into them. It should be all good there. And they probably, hopefully, they should seal by themselves with the heat of the hot jam. But we'll see what happens. And of course, I'm going to try some of this chili jam out in my next cooking video, cooking recipe. I'm going to make a pressed sandwich. And I think that'll be based on, is it the Mappaletto, Italian press sandwich. If Karen in the kitchen with Karen was watching, she could have told me that. She certainly would know that. This is going to be interesting too. I hope my jam goes through this funnel. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble. I sort of need a jam making funnel, but you know, that's sort of what I've got here. So just sort of make use of what I've got, I guess. And I did grab a chopstick just to poke it through if it does sort of get a bit stuck. And you certainly don't want things to cool down when you're doing this, or you'll end up in trouble. And yeah, just poking it through the neck of my funnel with the chopstick. I'm glad I had that. But at least I can get it through the neck of my funnel with the chopstick. And yeah, I end up getting a bit of a sticky mess without the funnel. So the funnel is definitely a bonus. And I probably want about an inch of headspace, I would think, or half an inch of headspace. So just get a little bit more of that. And of course put the lids on while things are hot on each jar, and it hopefully should pop down by itself. Yeah, this definitely does look wonderful. And of course making a bit of a sticky mess here, but never mind. So of course putting lid down on that one. I should get a glove to hold this jar because this jar is smoking hot. But it certainly does look lovely, doesn't it, this chili jam? And that hopefully should pop down by itself. So giving you a look at that, and yeah, this is wonderful, and so many uses for chili and bacon jam too. So it's something that's definitely worth making yourselves. And if I remember, I should actually put the recipe in the description here, or if anybody would like to make their own. I'll just sit that there for now because If I've got to wash this jar again, that doesn't matter. And I want to get this into the jar before it thickens too much. Because if it thickens too much, it won't sort of go through my funnel. And I definitely want it to go through my funnel if possible. All alerts here. But yeah, this is starting not to run through like before, so yeah, it's definitely thickening up in my pot, and yeah, the jam is definitely going to set nicely by the look of things. I don't think I'm going to need the other. But it's always good to have a few extra jars on hand just in case you require them. But if you want to store this a long time, I would actually recommend water bathing these jars as well. You know, just for safety's sake and just to make sure, you know, that things are, what's the word, sterile, I guess. Water bath, or probably even pressure can. My canning friends could tell me more about that. But this has actually worked out beautifully, and I've got about a quart. I've ended up with about a quart and a half. One and a half litres, or just under 1.5 litres, so yeah, about a quart and a half I've ended up with. So we've definitely got a beautiful amount of jam here. And I'm quite happy with how this has worked out, so I'll get the lid onto this, and we'll call it a day for this live stream. And of course I'm going to thank everybody who's watched. So I'll give you a look at this one. And yeah, my jam looks absolutely brilliant and absolutely lovely. So we'll just see who's come in here, and then we'll end things for today's cooking live stream. And of course, thank everybody who's come in here. So of course, we've had Kelly of Okra and Friends Mukbang. So thank you so much, Kelly, and much appreciated you for watching. CB of Hooga Homestead, a big thank you there, CB, for coming in. Laurie of Laurie's World, thank you so much, Laurie. Gary Kelshaw, thank you so much, Gary. Roundup Rodeo, thank you so much, Todd. Connor's Curiosity, thank you so much, Connor. And just going through here, David May, thank you so much, David. Much appreciated you watching as well. And I think I've caught everybody who I've seen, and we've probably had a few lurkers, and I thank all the lurkers who watched and lurked as well. And so if anybody's here and would like to say hello quickly, I'll give you a couple of minutes, and then we'll cut off this live and call it a day here. And hopefully, if I can, I'll have a video up for my Thursday evening upload. I hope I can. And it would be brilliant if I can get one up. You know how it is, Arielle Blur. But I'm going to thank everybody who has come by here, and just give you all a minute just to say hello quickly if you can, and then we'll call things a day. And of course, plenty of things for me to be getting on with, as you probably well know. And of course, I've got to go and cook or make my supper for tonight, and I'm going to be making a pressed sandwich, which should be interesting. Oh, Hope for Life. Oh, hi there, Jocelyn. Thanks so much for watching, and I really appreciate that. And I don't know if you thought my chili pepper bacon jam was interesting or not, but much appreciated you watching. And I've ended up with 1.5 quarts of that. I've made a mess of this jar, just sitting things in it that I don't sort of get a sticky mess everywhere. So I'm going to have to wash that again, but that doesn't matter. But much appreciated you watching. And I thought there was probably 1 or 2 lurking. So, you know, really, really good to see. And I didn't have a recipe to put up, so I just thought, oh, well, I'm out of chili pepper and bacon jam, and I haven't had it for ages, and I'm really craving it. So I thought, well, I might as well cook it up and do a cooking live stream. So there you are. And then in a bit, I've sort of got to think of getting my because the pressed sandwich wants to sit for a while, so I'm getting my supper sort of done and filmed, and then I'll have to get into editing and have that edited by my Thursday upload if I can. Anyways, I'm going to thank everybody for watching who's watched, and I'm going to cut things off here, and Oh, did I really, Jocelyn? You blow me away with all your cooking. Oh, thank you. You're too kind. And remind me to write down the recipe of this and to get it written down and put in the description of this live stream, because I'm going to leave this live stream up, of course. So remind me to write the recipe down and put it in the description, so that if anybody would like to make it themselves, the recipe is there. And of course, I'll quickly remind everybody of the links down below in the description before I cut things off. Anyways, we're going to call it a day here, and I've got a few things to wash up here now with a sticky mess here everywhere. And of course, if Jaya, you're watching, I'll bring this little jar along on Sunday for you all, and you should hopefully find that one quite delicious. And of course, a good big jar myself to have on toast, and eggs or grilled meats or grilled fish or whatever to enjoy myself. And that's over a quart, that jar. So a good amount there, but we're going to call it a day here, and I'm going to thank everybody who's watched. And I know there's been a few that have come and gone, and there's been a few that have been lurking while you sort of do other things and get your own supper underway and whatnot. So we've been running about 2 hours and 10 minutes. So and I've still got chili down my throat. Breathing in chili fumes from when I've been cooking it up. But anyways, we're going to call it a day here, and I'm going to thank everybody for watching. Oh, there's somebody else coming in here, so I'll give you all a minute to say hello, goodbye, and all of that, and then we will cut it off. Oh, my back's aching too. Sitting on this hard seat sort of gets a bit much, but of course, you know, the office chair's a bit creaky and noisy when I'm sort of trying to do cooking videos. You know, because I'm getting up and down all the time when I'm doing cooking videos. But anyways, you know, that's what it is. Yeah, I better start getting everything away and, you know, charge things up and get ready for making my supper and filming that. And then we'll call it a day here. And I've got to see, I've got to go and find a weight for my pressed sandwich as well. Thinking. Oh, my nose starts running now. All these chili fumes. Giggle at that. Yeah, maybe those fumes were floating up above too. So you know, I giggle about that. But anyways, I'm going to thank everybody for watching, and take care. God bless, and until next time, bye bye.